Okay, everybody try to learn.
Yeah, Prabhu. That you are sending the
No,
link,
see,
Prabhu.
and
That we'll learn that one.
see one more thing, Prabhu. Are you sending through the Zoom link through like Hangouts through that's WhatsApp or directly to Zoom? Direct to Zoom is always better.
Okay, now just wait, huh?
See, otherwise I can use my iPad, which is much bigger for me.
We start with the first Leela or we go to preface, Shisha?
Leela. Okay, Prabhu.
What
From
is
the first chapter.
first chapter? Yes, Napur Mataji, your services are needed.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Chalo, start.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namah
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namah
Namo
Bhagavate.
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Chalo. Start. This is possible. This is, I think, shape. I can make it a little more better. Yes.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, Advent of Lord Krishna. Once the world was overburdened by the unnecessary defense force of different kings who were actually demons, but were posing themselves as the royal order. At that time, the whole world became perturbed, and the predominating deity of this earth, known as Bhumi, went to see Lord Brahma to tell her of calamities due to the demonic kings. Bhumi assumed the shape of a cow and presented herself before Lord Brahma with tears in her eyes. She was bereaved and was weeping just to invoke the Lord's compassion. She related the calamitous position of the earth, and after hearing this, Lord Brahma became much aggrieved. And he at once started for the ocean of the milk, where Lord Vishnu resides. Lord Brahma was accompanied by all the demigods headed by Lord Shiva, and Bhumi also followed. Arriving on the shore of the milk ocean, Lord Brahma began to pacify the Lord Vishnu, who formally saved the earthly planet by assuming the transcendental form of a boar.
Okay. This much.
In the
Wait. Anything is there to discuss? Posing, it's always, we should not pose and creates a lot of suffocation. You know? Just like Duryodhana was posing in front of the king. He had no qualities of a king. It causes suffocation. So then, anyway, the Bhumi, so much trouble was there, the Bhumis wanted to save the people. She took the shape of a cow. Okay. Brahma was like a demigod, and Bhumi also followed. Okay, so what they started doing? Yeah, next. Okay, it's fine. Anything to say on the first shloka? Any comments? Manoj?
Prabhuji was just thinking what would be Mathrubhumi would be feeling right now
Ah,
today.
yes,
what do you say, Shisha? What she looking for? But you know what happens? They are all Devata. She's also Devata because she's wife of Lord Krishna. And their time scale is different. Yeah. For them, we were calculating today, 1 second of Brahma is equal to 1 lakh years on Earth. 1 second. Just 1 second of Brahma is equal to 1 lakh years.
So I
Such a
think
difference.
1 minute of Brahma is equal to 100,000 years.
100,000 years. Anna? One
Yes,
minute,
yes, 100,000 years.
yeah, 1 second of Brahma I calculated is equal to 100,000 years. Now just
Yes,
see,
yes.
yeah, so just see the situation. So Brahma has been sleeping for just last millisecond, some nuisance is happening. Correct? Last 5,000 years only the Kali Yuga started. That is for Brahma 1 millisecond, not even, not even second. Oh, some nuisance. ठीक है भाई कुछ करते हैं. So definitely they're not going to leave. Similarly, Ganesha, all the devatas. What is Ganesh Puja going on today? It's a joke, है ना? They're also watching. Just small time, Some what is happening every, what is for us 1 year is for 1 day for Ganesha. Oh, what is happening? This last few days some tamasha is going on. So it's going to act, and already we see the destruction of the nature, and now the Europe, England also heat reached. Manoj,
Yes, Prabhuji.
we
Yeah.
heard that 43 degree in France. How much it reached in England? The heat wave.
It was about 25, 28
Oh,
those days. It has cooled down now.
it was cool, but it was terrible, no? But particularly in some countries, it was Europe was very hot. Huh?
Yeah. Mm.
So anyway, so the devatas are kicking now left, right, center. It has
Mm.
started. So I think the Bhumi will definitely be feeling acute distress. What is going on? And but she also knows Lord Chaitanya movement is running now, Hannah.
Mm.
So she knows it's a what we see a long time will be small time. Okay, few minutes it will be solved. Just give me time, Hannah.
Yeah.
What is a
Yes.
shisha?
Yeah, Prabhu.
It's a short time, no, for them. They
Yeah, yeah,
and they definitely act. Action will be there. Ravana, Prabhupada used to say, you people in America, if you have become so rich by the grace of God, but today you deny God, you will punar mushiko bhava. Again, you will become. America was a nomad country. 300, 400 years ago, America was nothing, just jungle, with
Mm.
tribals. The Prabhupada said, punar mushiko bhava. You will go back there again. If you do not accept God and bow down to God, Krishna will again make you nomad again. And by his grace, by the grace of Krishna, this becomes the richest country in the world. But if you neglect God today, or become proud of becoming rich, then again Krishna will make you nomad again. Isn't it? And so many civilizations have been crushed in the history. It is difficult to believe now. But you see, so many empires are crushed now. Roman Empire, nobody knows also what the Roman Empire. People will not even believe. Can we, anything will go away in a period of time. Anything, Murthy Mataji, you wanted to say on this? Chalo, we continue then.
No, nothing much, Prabhu. We have just started. I may be able to sell in future.
Chalo.
Some more after some more.
Okay. In the Vedic mantras, there is a particular type of prayer called as Purusha Shukta. Generally, the demigods offer their obeisances unto Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by chanting the Purusha Shukta. It is understood herein that the predominating deity of every planet can see the Supreme Lord of this universe, Brahma, whenever there is some disturbance in his planet. And Brahma can approach the Supreme Lord Vishnu not by seeing him directly, but by standing on the shore of the ocean of milk. There is a planet within this universe called Shvetadvipa. And on that planet, there is an ocean of milk. It is understood from various Vedic literatures that just as there is ocean of salt water within this planet, there are various kinds of oceans in other planets. Somewhere there is an ocean of milk, somewhere there's an ocean of oil, somewhere there's an ocean of liquor, and many other types of oceans. Purusha Shukta is the standard prayer which the demigods recite to appease the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kshirodayakshi Vishnu. Because he is lying on the ocean of the milk, he is called Kshiro Dakshai Vishnu. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead through whom all the incarnations within this universe appear.
Okay?
After all,
That's the spine.
yes, Prabhu.
Kshirodaksha Vishnu is managing this universe, so all the incarnations come from him. But Krishna, when he comes, is different. It looks as if he is also another avatara from Kshirodaksha Vishnu. But the fact is, Kshirodaksha Vishnu is the incarnation of the Lord. He is not avatar, he is avatari. Chaitanya Charitamrita is avatari. Chalo, next. Is anything, any other thing to discuss? Okay? They went to the shore of ocean and they offered prayer, which called Purushukta. So Rahasya Shisha. The Shisha starts like that.
Sasa Shisha, Sasa Pa, Abhumi Chodavutva, Atanalam.
Purushukta prayer.
Yeah, yeah, Prabhu, daily.
Huh?
Abhishek. Yeah, daily during Abhishek, I chant, Prabhu.
You're chanting every day?
Every day, yeah, Prabhu.
So, continue.
Uh, After all, the
Where we
demigods
found
offer.
Purusha Shukta?
What, Prabhuji?
Anandji.
What happened? Mataji wants to know how to chant Purush
No,
Sukta. Mataji,
I
you
told
want
something in
Isha
the middle.
sometime. Isha sometime.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Huh?
She will tell you.
What, Prabhu?
Yes,
No, I'm not hearing clearly yet. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry, Mataji.
No problem, Mataji. After all the demigods offered the Purusha Shukta prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they apparently heard no response. Then Lord Brahma personally sat in meditation, and there was message transmission from Lord Vishnu to Brahma. Brahma then broadcast the message to the demigods. That is the system of receiving Vedic knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is received first by Brahma from the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of the heart. As stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Rida. The transcendental knowledge of the Vedas was transmitted to Lord Brahma through the heart. Here also in the same way only, Brahma could understand the message transmitted by Lord Vishnu, and he broadcast it to the demigods for their immediate action. The message was the Supreme Personality of...
Okay, it's fine. Have you seen the picture of this? There's a beautiful picture of this. Let me give you the picture. Very beautiful picture. Receiving. Trisha has seen. Anybody has seen? Manoj, in Zoom, everybody can share picture. Here only,
Okay.
in Zoom, everybody can share the same screen.
Okay.
Brahma receiving picture of receiving message. Okay. Here it is. Amazing picture. This is. Okay, I'll just show you the picture because the picture speaks more important than they say many words. Yes, everybody can see. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Shirodakshaya Vishnu, but they could not get darshan of Shirodakshaya
Yes,
Vishnu.
Prabhu.
He is there. He said the Lord is looking so pleasant, Hannah. Lakshmi is
Yes.
so happy at his lotus feet. And here is Brahma, you can see, sitting
Yes,
on.
Prabhu. Yes.
And here are Devatas, and here is this is Nandi, not that cow. Where is Bhumi in this picture? Shisha, where is
Oh,
Bhumi?
Bhumi cow.
Where is she? Okay, she is sitting at a distance, Hannah. She cannot.
It's very small.
No. She is not small. But it is also said Brahma.
No, in that picture. In that picture.
So anyway, you're getting an idea, everybody. All the
Yes,
Devatas are
Prabhu.
sitting, they have all gone. Brahma is actually sitting in the
Yes, Prabhu.
center. He is the chief, he's the father of all of them. So respectfully, he's sitting on big asan. He has something to keep his leg also. Huh? Okay. Brahma is actually a very handsome personality. Generally, they don't make proper picture. And only in ISKCON you see Brahma so beautiful. Huh? And he's sitting here and he's meditating on the Lord. And he gets a message in the heart. This is the Vedas in his heart. Hand, no? One hand is the Vedas. And one hand is his japa is going on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram.
This mouth looks like he's chanting. He has four mouths, no? One mouth is busy reading. No, we should not make fun of Brahma. I'm just giving you an idea. Four heads. Four heads. Into four multitasking. Okay, so anyway, all the people are there. Shiva is there. All the big devatas are there. Where is Indra? Indra is also there. Because all the Devatas are sitting and Brahma meditates and he gets a message. Okay, is it fine? We continue back?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so the message was the Supreme Personality of
Godhead will appear on the earth very soon, along with his supreme powerful potencies, and as long as he remains on the earth planet to execute his mission of annihilating the demons and establishing the devotees, the demigods should also remain there to assist him. They should all immediately take birth in the family of the Yadu dynasty, wherein the Lord will also appear in due course of time. The,
So he'll appear very
continue.
soon with the supreme powerful potencies. He comes with Radharani, Balaram, everybody. Okay. And he requested devotees because he's coming with a team from the spiritual world. And all are his potencies. Everything is Krishna's energy. Okay. All the devatas from the material world can also join. Okay. Krishna is not coming alone. He comes means he'll come with all his secretaries. Sangha, Panga, Astra, Parshadam, he'll bring everything. But you all can join. Take birth in the family Yadu dynasty, Lord is also appearing due course of time. We all get ready. Fine? So we'll continue.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Krishna, personally appeared as the son of Vasudeva. Before he appeared, all the demigods, along with their wives, appeared in different pious families in the world just to assist the Lord in executing his mission. The exact word used here is Tat Priyartham, which means the demigods should appear on this earth in order to please the Lord. In other words, any living entity who lives only to satisfy the Lord is a demigod. The demigods are further informed that the plenary portion of Lord Krishna, Ananta, who is maintaining the universal planets by extending his millions of hoods, should also appear on earth before Lord Krishna's appearance. They were also informed that the external potency of Vishnu, Maya, with whom all the conditioned souls are enamored, would also appear just to execute the purpose of the Supreme Lord.
I think from here, Shisha, they misunderstand Balaram to be expansion of Ananta and they make it Jiva. Hana, Shisha?
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah.
But they don't understand actually. Balaram is himself just like Krishna.
First step.
It's a Brahma.
First step.
Just like Krishna is said to be incarnation of Vishnu, same way, sometimes Balaram is referred, but actually Balaram's expansion is Ananta, not really.
Yeah.
Lakshmana is also sometimes incarnation of Ananta, correct?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, but Balaram is the Vishnu himself. Yes. Okay, continue.
After After instructing and pacifying all the demigods as well as Bhumi with sweet words, Lord Brahma, the father of all Prajapatis or progenitors of universal population, departed for his own abode, the highest material planet called Brahmaloka.
Okay,
The
Brahma,
leader,
father of Prajapatis, all progeny, departed for his own abode, the highest material planet. Okay, so he said, everybody get ready, take birth, incarnate in the family of the Yadus, Devatas can do that. Huh? And Brahma left for his place. Then,
the leader of the Yadu dynasty, King Surasen, was ruling the country known as Mathura, the district of Mathura, as well as the district known as Surasen. On account of the rule of King Surasen, Mathura became the capital city of all the kings of the Yadus. Mathura was also made the capital of the kings of the Yadu dynasty because the Yadus were very pious family and knew that Mathura is the place where Lord Shri Krishna lives eternally, just as he also lives in Dwarka.
okay, so Yadus know they're all great devotees. Krishna comes there, they made it their capital. Yes, chalo.
Once upon a time, Vasudev, the son of Surasen, just after marrying Devaki, was going home on his chariot with his newly wedded wife. The father of Devaki, also known as Devaka, had contributed a sufficient dowry because he was very affectionate towards his daughter. He had contributed hundreds of chariots completely decorated with gold equipment. At that time, Kamsa, the son of Ugrasen, in order to please his sister Devaki, had voluntarily taken the reins of the horses of Vasudev's chariot and was driving. According to the custom of Vedic civilization, when a girl is married, the brother takes the sister and brother-in-law to their home. Because the newly married girl may feel too much separation from her father's family, the brother goes with her until she reaches her father-in-law's house. The full dowry contributed by Devaka was as follows: 400 elephants fully decorated with golden garlands, 15,000 decorated horses, and 1,800 chariots. He also arranged for 200 beautiful girls to follow his daughter. The Kshatriya system of marriage, still current in India, dictates that when a Kshatriya is married, a few dozen of the bride's young girlfriends, in addition to the bride, go to the house of the king. The followers of the queen are called maidservants, but actually they act as friends of the queen. This practice is prevalent from time immemorial, traceable at least to the time before the advent of Lord Krishna, 5,000 years ago. So Vasudev brought home another 200 beautiful girls along with his wife. While the
Yeah, that's very
while
interesting.
yeah. Continue, Prabhuji.
Just wait. What is the relation between Devaka and Ugrasena? They are brothers. Correct?
They are brothers, Prabhu.
Yeah, they are brothers.
Actually, this thing, Devaki is his cousin sister of Kamsa.
Yes. They are brothers. Devaka and Ugrasena are brothers. It is more. Okay. Chalo. Devaki was
While
Kamsa's sister. She was Devaki, so Devaki was the daughter of Devaki. ठीक है चलो ठीक है okay that's okay no so anyway cousin brother he is not direct brother and anyway he has got to leave her okay this is practice even now Mataji your brother left you marriage time Murthy Mataji Isha it is practice now also
No,
Yes,
no,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
huh?
No, no. Now one family member should go with the daughter actually. Brother, no need to brother, but sister also will go. Okay.
Oh anyway
Anyway,
Yeah.
now the custom is changed. That brother he
One
goes up to the car and then comes back, send them away.
and it's not fair. He's supposed to live in the house no he can take another
I mean, the girl won't feel so much homesick also these days because
ah
she knows the boy and family very well.
yeah there is no home. Manoj, in your case, the wife was feeling homesick. They don't feel homesick nowadays. They're happy.
No, these days, in modern days, they don't feel.
Huh?
In these
Yeah.
days, they don't feel.
Chalo. Continue, Manoj.
While the bride and the bridegroom were passing along on the chariot, there were different kinds of musical instruments playing to indicate the auspicious moment. There were conch shells, bugles, drums, and kettle drums combined together. They were vibrating a nice concert. The procession was passing very pleasingly, and Kamsa was driving the chariot when suddenly there was a miraculous sound vibrated from the sky, which specially announced to Kamsa, Kamsa, you are such a fool. You are driving the chariot of your sister and your brother in law, but you do not know that the eighth child of this sister will kill you. Kamsa was the son of Ugrasen of the Bhoja dynasty. It is said that Kamsa was the most demonic of all the Bhoja dynasty kings. Immediately after hearing the prophecy from the sky, he caught hold of Devaki's head and was just about to kill her with his sword. Vasudev was astonished at Kamsa's behavior, and in order to pacify the cruel, shameless brother-in-law, he began to speak as follows with great reason and evidence. He said, "My dear brother-in-law, Kamsa, you are the most famous king of the Bhoja dynasty, and people know that you are the greatest warrior and a valiant king. How is it then you are so infuriated that you are prepared to kill a woman who is your own sister at this auspicious time of her marriage? Why should you be so much afraid of death? Death is already
Why
born
should
along
we be
with your
so much
birth."
afraid of death? What a line.
Mm.
Continue.
Death is already born along with your birth. From the very day you took your birth, you begin to die. Suppose you are 25 years old, that means you have already died 25 years. Every moment, every second, you are dying. Why then should you be so much afraid of death? Final death is inevitable. You may die either today or in 100 years. You cannot avoid death. Why should you be so much afraid? Actually, death means annihilation of the present body. As soon as the present body stops functioning and mixes with the five elements of material nature, the living entity within the body accepts just another body according to its present action and reaction. It is just as when a man walks on the street, he puts forward his foot, and when he's confident that his foot is situated on the ground, he lifts the other foot. In this way, one after the other, the body changes and the soul transmigrates. See how the plant worms change from one twig to another so carefully. Similarly, the living entity changes his body as soon as the higher authorities decide on his next body. As long as a living entity is conditioned within this material world, he must take material bodies one after the other. His next particular body is offered by the laws of nature according to the actions and reactions of this life.
Okay, there are some examples given by him. Number one, he asks him, why you're so scared of death? Okay, and he gives example of soul changing body as you're walking. And the next step you put, lift the front leg. Correct? Otherwise, you fall on the ground. Okay, walking also, you are putting one step and neck behind step you lift. Isn't it Shisha? Correct? So soul is also taking new body, leaving the old
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
And then in plant form also, one twig to other. When it takes grip on the next leaf, leaves the previous leaf. So that's how soul is also going from one body to another. Imagine the knowledge is so part and parcel of the society. Do anybody will talk today like this? No, na? Correct? The knowledge of the soul is an agreed fact. It's not something a doubt or anything. So continue.
This body is exactly like one of the bodies which we always see in dreams. During our dream of sleep, we create so many bodies according to mental creation. We have seen gold and we have also seen a mountain. So, in a dream, we can see a golden mountain by combining the two ideas. Sometimes in dreams, we can see that we have a body which is flying in the sky, and at that time, we completely forget our present body. Similarly, these bodies are changing. When you have one body, you forget the past body. During a dream, we may make contact with so many new kinds of bodies, but when we are awake, we forget them all. And actually, these material bodies are the creations of our mental activities. But at the present moment, we do not recollect our past bodies.
Okay, so apart from that, in the night we see so many dreams. Okay, and but we forget. Mental bodies are similarly are creations of mental activity. Present moment do not recollect our past bodies. Yeah, anybody remember the past life bodies? And imagine so much value we give to it, and next time we don't even remember. See,
Forget everything.
huh?
Forget everybody for everything.
Yeah, Manoj, do you remember your past life body? And think about it, how much value you're giving to the present body, which not remember for 1 second, you know. So immediately you really forget, like, so it's just like what you get in the dream, so many hallucinations. Similarly, this body is also nothing. A creation of mental activities, but the present moment do not recollect our past bodies. Yeah, continue.
The nature of the mind is flickering. Sometimes it accepts something and immediately it rejects the same thing. Accepting and rejecting is the process of the mind in contact with the five objects of sense gratification: form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. In speculative way, the mind comes in touch with the objects of sense gratification, and when the living entity desires a particular type of body, he gets it. Therefore, the body is an offering by the laws of material nature. The living entity accepts a body and comes out again into the material world to enjoy or suffer according to the
According to the
construction of the body. Unless we have a particular type of body, we cannot enjoy or suffer according to our mental proclivities inherited from the previous life. The particular type of body is actually offered to us according to our mental condition at the time of death.
Okay, na? This is clear? Okay, so he's continuing. He is a dream, and then he says the mind ka nature. Okay, the mind ka nature is sankalpa, vikalpa. Sankalpa,
Kalpa.
accept, reject. Intelligence is higher than the mind because determination, you can overcome the sankalpa of the mind, accepting, rejecting. Correct? That's a problem.
Yeah.
Any marriage based on like will always end in dislike. You know? Because mind's nature is
You can decide.
I like that boy. Okay, you will dislike also because mind's nature is like that. I don't like. That's how it's based. But actually, it's no intelligence is higher. Intelligence gives determination. So we use determination. Because according to the mental condition, time of death, the body is offered to us. Body is a gift by the law of the material nature. Correct?
Yamama Pismaram Bhabam.
Yeah. We cannot enjoy suffer according to mental proclivities. Particular type of body is actually offered at the time of death. Yeah, continue.
The luminous planets, like the sun, moon, or the stars, reflect themselves in different types of reservoirs, like oil, like water, oil, or ghee. The reflection moves according to the movement of the reservoir. The reflection of the moon is on water, and the moving water makes the moon also appear to be moving. But actually, the moon is not moving. Similarly, by mental concoction, the living entity attains different kinds of bodies, although actually he has no connection with such bodies. But on the account of illusion, being enchanted by the influence of Maya, the living entity thinks that he belongs to a particular type of body. That is the way of conditioned life. Suppose a living entity is now in a human form of body. He thinks that he belongs to the human community or a particular country or particular place. He identifies himself in the way and unnecessarily prepares for another body which is not required by him. Such desires and mental concoctions are the cause of different types of body. The covering influence of material nature is so strong that the living entity is satisfied in whatever body he gets, and he identifies with that body with great pleasure. Therefore, I beg to request you not to be overwhelmed by the dictation of your mind and body.
So he's giving a full spiritual class. His father Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita class, है ना? So he's giving a class. And it's very spiritual. He's giving a beautiful arguments. He can be identified with the body with great pleasure. That is also there. So much pleasure we take looking at our body. Oh man, just imagine the joke of Maya. Maya will having greatest love, you know. We take great pride also. Suppose you put inside a robot and made to identify with the robot's body. And not only that, you're not able to identify the foolishness, the cheating which is going on. You take great pride in identifying with the robot's body, you know. You're taking great pride. And Maya is having nice laughter. The work is done so wonderfully. So he's giving him some more philosophy. This is a beautiful argument, water and the moon. Suppose there is a reflection of moon in water and the water is shaking. Looks like the reflection is shaking, but reflection, the moon is not shaking. The reflection is shaking because water is shaking. Similarly, because the three modes of mental nature, we feel the soul feels that I am, disturbed and there's nothing is happening. Soul, it is Mahan. Soul is Mahan. It's peacefully situated beyond any effects. Nothing can happen to the soul, isn't it, Shisha? Brahmabhuta Prasannatma.
Prasannatma.
If you understand this. Think about account of illusion, what happens? Think he belongs to a particular type of body. Continue.
Vasudev thus requested Kamsa not to be envious of his newly married sister. One should not be envious of anyone because envy is the cause of fear both in this world and in the next when one is before Yamaraj, the lord of punishment after death. Vasudev appealed to Kamsa on behalf of Devaki, stating that she was his younger sister. He also appeared at an auspicious moment at the time of marriage. A younger sister or brother are supposed to be protected as one's children. The position is overall so delicate, Vasudev reasoned, that if you kill her, it will go against your high reputation.
Okay, this is fine. Don't do this. But then it says, don't be envious. How can you say envious? Proper, so when you kill animals, definitely you're envious. Envy means somebody has something, you want to take it away. Why you should have it? That's envy.
Yeah.
Devaki has a life. How can you take it away? That's envy. Animal has a life. Proper, so when you're killing animals, definitely you're envious, no? Yeah. Well, how you can have life? I'll take away this body from you. You don't deserve this body. I'll separate you from the body. You're showing enviousness. You want to take away the life of somebody. Isn't it fine, no?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Correct? Enviousness. Yeah. Continue.
Vasudev tried to pacify Kamsa by good instructions as well as by philosophical discrimination. But Kamsa was not to be pacified because his association was demoniac. Because of his demoniac associations, he was always a demon, although born in a very high royal family. A demon never cares for any good instructions. He is just like a determined thief. One can give him moral instructions, but it will not be effective. Similarly, those who are demoniac or atheistic by nature can hardly assimilate any good instruction, however authorized it may be. That is the difference between demigod and demon. Those who accept good instructions and try to live their lives in that way are called demigods, and those who are unable to take such good instructions are called demons. Failing in his attempt to pacify Kamsa, Vasudev wondered how he could protect his wife Devaki. When there is imminent danger, an intelligent person should try to avoid dangerous position as far as possible. But if, in spite of endeavoring by all intelligence, one fails to avoid the dangerous position, there is no fault on his part. One should try his best to execute his duties, but if the attempt fails, he is not at fault.
Okay. So then now what is this? So anyway, this is a very important point. You are called divine when you can digest good instruction, and you're demoniac. No definition. You have good instruction, but you don't follow. Okay? However authorized it may be, you don't follow. That is demoniac, and divine is you assimilate good instruction. Okay? Isn't it? You will want to consider somebody divine. Oh, I talk to him, he will listen. That's a divine. Suppose somebody is making a mistake, everybody makes a mistake. You say, why don't you talk to him? Yeah, I'll go to him. No, he will listen. So that's divine person. You know he's a divine person. He listens. Demonic means he just doesn't care. You tell him you should not do that. I don't care. That's demonic. Isn't that the definition of divine demonic, Manoj?
Yeah.
Quite clear, no?
Yes.
He's very sensitive. He'll listen. He's a good person. Good person means you tell him something, he'll say, oh, that's nice. That's a divine. Demonic, he just doesn't care. I don't care. That's demon. It's a very good definition of divine and demonic. Okay.
How can that?
Those who accept good instruction and try to live their life are called demigod. Those unable to take good instructions are called demon. So anyway, it comes as a demon, even though so nicely is explained Vasudeva. Full taken Bhagavad Gita class, but this fellow could not suggest anything.
Yeah. That is a ignorant fool. That is in Vasudeva is in Vasudeva Sattva. That Shuddha Sattva is. How can this ignorant fool can understand that?
You know this point, what he's telling Shisha? That is said that Krishna is born in the Vasudeva stage. Vasudeva stage of consciousness means there is no Rajoguna Tamoguna, that's pure. So his father Vasudeva is also on that consciousness. Therefore, Krishna is born to him. You understand? That's another meaning of the word Vasudeva. Shuddha Sattva, Vasudeva state. So, okay. So anyway, so we should try to avoid any problem by all intelligence. Okay, we should leave it. To try to avoid the dangerous position as far as possible. But fails to avoid, there is no fault in his part. Tries best to execute his duties, but if he fails to accept, he is not at fault. Okay? Hello, continue.
Vasudeva thought of his wife as follows. For the present, let me save the life of Devaki. Then later on, if there are children, I shall see how to save them. He further thought, if in the future I get a child who can kill Kamsa just as Kamsa is thinking, then both Devaki and the child will be saved because the law of providence is inconceivable. But now, some way or the other, let me save the life of Devaki.
Okay, so he decided for now, let me save her life. Take it then.
There is no certainty how a living entity contacts a certain type of body. Just as there is no certainty how the blazing fire comes in contact with a certain type of wood in the forest. When there is a forest fire, it is experienced that the blazing fire sometimes leaps over one tree and catches another by the influence of the wind. Similarly, a living entity may be very careful and fearful in the matter of executing his duties, but it is still very difficult for him to know what type of body he is going to get in the next life. Maharaj Bharata was very faithfully executing his duties of self-realization, but by chance he contacted temporary affection for a deer, and he had to accept his next life in the body of a deer.
So this is very important point, and that careful and fearful. Just note the word careful and fearful. We should be careful, but at the same time fearful. Prabhupada says that actually devotee is very fearful of doing sinful activity because he knows what the Shastra says. Not that, okay, Krishna is there, he's very merciful, chalega. Then that becomes an offense, and then your chanting will not be effective. Shisha, do you understand? Careful but fearful.
Fearful.
Even Devatas are fearful of disobeying Krishna. So devotee is always fearful, careful and fearful. Very,
Careful.
very nice words. How beautifully composed. Careful and fearful. Careful in matter executing his duties, and also fearful in the sense that if I disobey, I will have to get severe consequence. I know the example of Bharat Maharaj. He got slighted for a deer, and he take next life as a deer. He didn't go to Vaikuntha. But because he was highly advanced, he had to just take one more birth. For us, we don't know millions of life, maybe it's lost. Yeah, there's no guarantee like Bharat Maharaj. Isn't it, Shisha? We don't make it
Yeah,
to Godhead, we may be lost in the middle world. Huh?
Yeah.
Therefore, we have to be
Like
therefore we have to be careful and fearful.
like Jadabharat.
So yeah.
That was very careful and he was very fearful.
Next life, when he was born, Jadabharata did not talk only; he was silent. These people are no,
Very fearful. Yeah.
not looking at any deer jumping. You'll not touch it. No, he was just Jadabharata deer. You know the story of Jadabharata, Manoj?
Which story, Prabhu?
Jadabharata. Manoj, you know the
Jagannath.
Jadabharata story?
Hmm.
No, there was a king called Bharat Maharaj, okay, son of Rishabh. And he was in
Yes,
the
yes.
forest, and when he was doing tapasya, a deer ran through him. And the pregnant deer and the deer, you know that story now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So then in the next life, because he became a deer, he became over affectionate to the deer. Instead of he stopped all his japa, sadhana, everything, his puja, everything, he was just taking care of the deer. That was extra, not needed because the deer was not looking for anything. Emergency, true. When emergency was there, you could give him some help. No problem in that. But he should not have looked at the whole thing independent of the Lord. Correct? He just followed the Lord and he just became, taking care of the deer. That's everything for me. Other than why do you leave the kingdom? Your wives are crying there. Anyway, so he got too attached to the deer and the deer was running here and there. What deer had to do with this king? Deer was looking for his mate and other things. And this fellow was running whole day behind deer. Where is my deer? Where is my deer? About this. And finally one day fell down thinking of the deer and died. Slipped somewhere and fell in the pit and thinking of the deer, my sweet deer. And became mad actually. And then when he died, next life Krishna made him deer. He didn't take him back to God, even though he was highly advanced. The same way we should be fearful and careful and fearful. Careful and fearful. इसको याद रखो आज. But Prabhupada also says divine person they take good instruction and demonic person they don't take instruction. So every day we are hearing so many instructions of Prabhupada, but we don't take it. We are demonic actually. We are not divine. Divine means accept all good instructions. See, Prabhupada gently Prabhupada is suggesting this so sweetly. He's not hard using hard words. Gently, see, you can consider. Vasudeva.
Vasudeva, after deliberating on how to save his wife, began to speak to Kamsa with great respect, although Kamsa was the most sinful man. Sometimes it happens that the most virtuous person like Vasudeva has to flatter a person like Kamsa, a most vicious person. That is the way of all diplomatic transactions. Although Vasudeva was deeply aggrieved, he presented himself outwardly as cheerful. He addressed the shameless Kamsa in that way because he was so atrocious. Vasudeva said to Kamsa, "My dear brother-in-law, please consider that you have no danger from your sister. You are averting some danger because you have heard a prophetic voice in the sky. But the danger is to come from the sons of your sister who are not present now. And who knows, there may or may not be sons in the future. Considering all this, you are safe for the present, nor is there any cause of fear from your sister. If there are any sons born of her, I promise that I shall present all of them to you for necessary action."
There's
Kamsa
a
knew.
great pain, but he is a diplomat. Diplomat know to make two faces. Every diplomat has a diplomacy means two faces. Duplicity. Diplomat means duplicity. He knows. So he did his job. He said, okay, he was very pained in the heart. What kind of man is this demon? But at the same time, he was very cheerful. See, किस चीज का डर है? बच्चे का ना दे दूंगा ना तेरे को, क्या problem? I give my word, and he knew the value of his word. Next, continue.
Kamsa knew the value of Vasudeva's word of honor, and he was convinced by his argument. For the time being, he desisted from the heinous killing of his sister. Thus, Vasudeva was pleased and praised the decision of Kamsa. In this way, he returned to his home.
Yeah.
After due course of...
Wait a minute. He didn't kill. Please and praise with him. After due course of time.
After the due course of time, Vasudev and Devaki gave birth to 8 male children as well as one daughter. When the first son was born, Vasudev kept his word of honor and immediately brought the child before Kamsa. It is said that Vasudeva was very much elevated and famous for his word of honor, and he wanted to maintain this frame. Although it was very painful for Vasudev to hand over the newly born child, Kamsa was very glad to receive him. But he became a little compassionate for the behavior of Vasudev. This event is exemplary. For a great soul like Vasudev, there is nothing considered to be painful in the course of discharging one's duty. A learned person like Vasudev carries out his duties without hesitation. On the other hand, a demon like Kamsa never hesitates in committing any abominable action. It is said, therefore, that a saintly person can tolerate all kinds of miserable conditions of life.
Again, this is understood. There is nothing considered. So the great man, they can take any amount of austerity in doing their duties, and demon can do anything in it for sense clarity. Just like a devotee can do any austerity to satisfy Krishna, demon can do any sinful activity to satisfy his senses. Both are doing tapasya, but in reverse direction. One to go to hell, one to go to Vaikuntha. Yeah.
It is therefore said that a saintly person can tolerate. A learned man can discharge his
Yes,
duties without
same person can tolerate all kind of miserable conditions of life.
conditions of life. A learned man can discharge his duties without awaiting favorable circumstances. A heinous person like Kamsa can act in any sinful way, and a devotee can sacrifice everything to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, done. Continue.
Kamsa became satisfied by the action of Vasudev. He was surprised to see Vasudev keeping his promise and being compassionate upon him, and pleased, he began to speak as follows. My dear Vasudev, you need not present this child to me. I am not in danger from this child. I have heard that the 8th child born of you and Devaki will kill me. Why should I accept this child unnecessarily? You can take him back. When Vasudev was returning home with his firstborn child, although he was very pleased by the behavior of Kamsa, he could not believe in him because he knew that Kamsa was uncontrolled. An atheistic person cannot be firm in his word of honor. One who cannot control the senses cannot be steady in his determination. The great politician Chanakya Pandit said, "Never put your trust in a diplomat or in a woman. Those who are addicted to unrestricted sense gratification can never be truthful, nor can they be trusted with any faith."
It doesn't say every woman, the woman means material woman. Understand, Nupur?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, it's not talking about general, it's general. As
Yes.
devotee, you become transcendent to normal
Yeah.
woman.
No.
Normal woman means, she will be more attached to jewelry, more attached to body, So, very fickle-minded. So it will be very difficult to grasp. But once the person has been practicing Krishna consciousness, to a large extent, he will come out of this weakness. My mother always, when I read all this, so I say, what is it saying? See, it's saying, no, never trust a woman. See, ये तो शास्त्र आदमी के लिखे हुए हैं, तो ऐसा लिख देते हैं लोग. Only writings is the right all these things, but actually it is true. The nature is like that, but not talking about a devotee woman. Devotee means exception. Okay. Diplomat is another category. Diplomat, we cannot trust. Really diplomatic, would say so many things. I think another way, we can never trust a woman, because woman can also have two faces. She can say something and she can hide something. She has that capacity. Isn't that no? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, women mostly the emotions are very fickle-minded. Like one day she'll feel this, one second day she'll feel it. It's not in her control sometimes.
Correct.
So the feelings can change, and that is where the emotions can change. So
yeah,
that is because she's adjustable to all kinds of situations and flexible, and God has made her like that.
Lakshmi is also chanchala.
Huh?
Lakshmi is also chanchala.
What do you say, Manoj? We can trust a woman. What do you say? Your experience, life experience.
Prabhuji, here it's about not about devotees.
But general experience of life, you can trust a woman. Chanakya saying never trust.
No,
But
Chanakya
there are
was a
some women
brahmachari.
who, yeah.
He
But
was a
there are
brahmachari.
some
He's
women
not a married man. How will you know?
who
Isha, he was married, no? Chanakya, he had a bad experience with his wife.
actually, yeah, he's Prabhuji. What he said is correct. That it's not all women. It's, I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
devotees are
all
different.
Women are
but
not like
somebody,
that.
Yeah,
all
they're
women.
good.
But sometimes women can be like manipulative, and they can do this. You know, there are so many examples. We have seen that so many women can do that.
Yeah. That's the information.
No, their nature is innocent, can be misled.
Even innocent females, the feelings, like the emotions keep changing. Like one day we will feel good, one day we will feel bad. It's not, it's like, I don't know how God has made us like that.
Chalo, continue.
At that time, the great sage Narada came to Kamsa. He was informed of Kamsa's becoming compassionate to Vasudev and returning his firstborn child. Narada was very anxious to accelerate the descent of Lord Krishna as soon as possible. He therefore informed Kamsa that personalities like Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd men and girls and the wives of cowherd men in Vrindavan, and on the other side, Vasudev, his friend Surasen, his father Surasen, and all his relatives born in the family of Vrishni of the Yadu dynasty were preparing for the appearance of the Lord. Narada warned Kamsa to be careful of the friends and well-wishers and all the demigods taking birth in those families. Kamsa and his friends and advisors were all demons. Demons are always afraid of demigods. After being thus informed by Narada about the appearance of the demigods in different families, Kamsa at once became alert. He understood that since the demigods had already appeared, Lord Vishnu must be coming soon. He at once arrested both his brother-in-law Vasudev and Devki and put them behind prison bars.
Okay, and he killed the child also. Okay, that is not mentioned yet. The child which
Mm.
is spared yet, he killed. Okay, so Narada's therefore activities are very difficult to understand. Pure devotees' activities are very difficult. What is he doing? My God, he's getting a child put to death, but actually that child had to die because of his karma anyway. Anna, Shisha, correct?
Yeah, Prabhu. With the,
Cannot control his senses, cannot be steady in his determination. It's very important. You cannot be steady in determination, he gets dead. So Narada, when this whole thing happened, comes a compassion, he gave it up. Oh my God. So he want to accelerate the descent of Lord Krishna as soon as
right.
possible. They're all very difficult to understand. They're all Vaishnava creatures. Kamsa, that see Krishna has to come or need not come down. It's not that he's forced to come. So the pure devotees arrange for him to come down. Like Lord Chaitanya was to come down, but Advaita Acharya's call made him come down. So now all pure devotees arrange and push him to come. Come. Time is there, but it's not that he's not forced to come. Okay. But the pure devotees make arrangement, he's forced to come. So Narada is doing some his gymnastics. Okay. So what he's telling the personalities like coward girls, wives in the Vrindavan, on the side Vasudeva father, Mount Vishnu, were preparing appearance of Lord Krishna because they're already come. They're all devatas which are here. Right? Inform. Be careful. All the demigods are taking birth in those families. Be careful of devatas are coming, and they're all enemies of devatas. Correct? Demons are always different from devatas. They're all devatas are taking birth with their enemies are taking birth. Kamsa became immediately alert. They immediately arrested Vasudeva Devaki and put them behind bars. Okay, this is fine. Yeah,
Yes,
continue.
Prabhuji. Within the prison, shackled in iron chains, Vasudev and Devaki gave birth to a male child year after year, and Kamsa, thinking each of the babies to be the incarnation of Vishnu, killed them one after the other. He was particularly afraid of the eighth child, but after the visit of Narada, he came to the conclusion that any child might be Krishna. Therefore, it was better to kill all the babies who took birth of Devaki and Vasudev. This action of Kamsa is not very difficult to
You know
understand.
that any child may be eight.
Mm.
He made him count like in a finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can start from 7, we can start from 6. He created a confusion. In a circle, which is 8. So he got confused. Comes us, so he said, okay, better let me kill all this. Yeah.
This action of Kamsa is not very difficult to understand. There are many instances in the history of world of persons in the royal order who have killed father, brother, or a whole family and friends for the satisfaction of their ambitions. There is nothing astonishing about this, for the demoniac can kill anyone for their nefarious ambitions. Kamsa was made aware of his previous birth by the grace of Narada. He learned that in his previous birth he was a demon of the name Kalanemi, and that he was killed by Vishnu. Having taken his birth in the Bhoja family, he decided to become the deadly enemy of the Yadu dynasty. Krishna was going to take birth in that family, and Kamsa was very much afraid that he would be killed by Krishna, just as he was killed in his last birth.
Yeah. Continue, Madhu.
He first of all imprisoned his father Ugrasen because he was the chief king among the Yadu, Bhoja, and Andhaka dynasties, and he also occupied the kingdom of Surasen, Vasudev's father. He declared himself the king of all such places. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of first chapter of Krishna, Advent of Lord Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, all devotees.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Nupur.
Manoj, anything you wanted to say?
Thank you,
Fine.
Prabhuji Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How you feel reading Krishna book? Good.
Yeah.
Yes,
We feel as if we never read this, no? But
yes.
reading is becoming little more fine because things are already marked and points are more easily digested. है ना?
Mm.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, let us see if we can have some more. We can start in time. Chalo. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
But Manoj, you wanted to say something?
No, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.